So in this session we are going to understand what is meant by the lambda expressions. So in the previous video what we have understood what is meant by functional interfaces. So the interface which contains only one method or one function, that is known as the functional interfaces. So what is the main use of these functional interfaces that we are going to understand with the help of these lambda expressions. So in the previous video we have seen up to here. For this interface A we are creating an object of reference A, of object type A, and with the help of this anonymous from here to here. So this is known as anonymous inner class. So basically if you want to declare variables or functions inside this, you can do for the object A. Okay, I am declaring only one function here and using that one function here. If you not use that, it will be going to throw error. Suppose if I remove G, so it is showing error because as this is the anonymous inner class, we are definitely, as this is the function interface, as this interface we definitely need to implement that, otherwise it will be going to throw error. Now what is meant by these lambda expressions? So you can see this is somewhat a large code. So large means for this context this is small, but actually in the industry if you see that big codes can be shortened or more. How can you shorten this code as well? With the help of the lambda expressions. So see, the function name already we have known, that is config. So then why we definitely ultimately we will be going to implement this config in the anonymous inner class or the other class, like you can say the class name and you can say the class name, you can say class name only, and you can say B, the class name B, and you can say implements, and you can say A, and you can implement this here. So you can say public void show, the same stuff basically. So what I'm trying to say is, now you can implement this interface with the help of the other the keyword called implements A in the other function, the other class. So that is one way of implementing. Or if I remove this here, you can also implement with the help of this anonymous inner class. So basically this is also a kind of class, but it will be directly after the A, after you are creating an object and before the colon that you put. So if I want to, so what is meant by lambda expression, you already know what is meant by the config. So as you already know the class, the function name that you want to implement, so from the new keyword you are going to remove up to here, because you already know up to the function name. So remove up to here. So that is after this circular brackets you can put this kind of symbol like an arrow. So this shows what is meant. This is known as the lambda expression. Then also it is showing error. Why? Because in this process you are going to remove one extra arrow also. Where is that extra bracket? So this extra bracket you are removing because you are starting to remove from here to up to this here. So in this process, if you observe clearly, you are removing this curly braces. So the curly braces is linked with these curly braces. So first of all, for your understanding, I will remove these curly braces first. So from up to here to here, I will remove. So after these braces, so after this, I will be going to put an expression like this. So if you see, it is after that I removed that how much small is the code. If you have only one statement, you can simply remove these curly braces also, and bring this printing statement to the one line. So you can see how much small the code is. So with the help of these lambda expressions, your code becomes very small and easy. Now you can get it out. So what is the use of these functional interfaces if the code is shortened? So suppose if I reuse my code as of I copied, and if I come down and if I say another function interface B, okay. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have this kind of syntax, if you have multiple interfaces like multiple functions, let us say you have show, config, you have okay, then if you have show, then it is showing error because this is the functional interface. If I remove this functional interface, now this kind of syntax is invalid. You cannot use the lambda expressions. So let me clear here for you in this comment. So lambda expressions is only for the functional interfaces. Before that, I will be going to have the functional interface back, and I will be going to have a comment here for you, that is for functional interfaces. So this lambda expressions is only valid for the functional interfaces. It is not valid for the non-functional normal interfaces. So for the functional interfaces, you are going to have only one method inside that. So I will remove that one, another method. So you can see, so this is functional interface. So this is another functional interface. So assume that you also want to implement this also. So how can you do that? So just simply copy in another line, and you can rename it to another object name, and you can simply, I am in config B. So this is one function interface, this is one function interface. So you can able to distinguish, because this is the object of A and this is the object of B, class B. Okay, it will be going to print in object A, this will be going to print in config B. but so I will remove because there is no issue of that. So you are also going to call with respect to object b, because you are creating here object b. So with respect to object b you are going to call this config, okay, because you are all having config here also. So if I try to print that, so you can see this printing I am in config a. So it is printing that I am in config A, and again it is printing I am in config B. So I hope you understood what is the main use case of having the interface. So I already mentioned in the previous video what is the use of this function interface. So this is the one of the use of function interface. So with the help of the lambda expressions you can shorten the code like this. And if you want to interface, if you have only one method here, you can use the lambda expressions. If you have more than one method, let me say like if I copy here, or if I simply come here, if I say interface C, okay, interface C, if I say config again here, if I declare another function here and also another function here called show, then you only say how you, this is the normal interface. So let me write comment for you. This is the normal interface. Now you only say as these two are the function interfaces, so there is no issue. You can use with the help of this simple lambda expression you can shorten your code. Okay, this is no problem. This is very well and fine, good, because only you have one function config go here. If you want you can change the name, that is no problem. But with the help of these normal interfaces you cannot have the lambda expressions. Why? If I come here, if I duplicate this, okay, if I say C, it is saying error, because you cannot use this lambda expression because you are having more than one method to implement in the lambda expression. So if you have like that, you cannot if I say like this, multiple statements also, if I come down, if you want multiple statements also, there is no scope of having these normal interfaces inside this the lambda expression. So if this lambda expression is not possible, then how you can implement this the normal interfaces that we have already seen in the previous video. Now for your understanding also I will show you once again. So you can have this kind of syntax, so there is no issue in that. So you can have this kind of syntax, so there is no issue because you are creating a new object. But as this is a normal interface, you definitely need to implement these two methods, so it is that's why reason it is showing error. So I am going to have the anonymous inner class. So inside this I am going to say public, so void show, not show, show I have. So before, so I will implement the config. So I will just reuse my code. I will copy that and I will paste here. So in spite of having config, I will say show here. So I hope you understood. Now I can have this is for the normal interface, these two are for the these functional interfaces. So I hope you understood that with the help of the lambda expressions how you can shorten your code with like this here.